Welcome to Review with a Brew. I'm Ben Quirk and this is the new S-Cross. The chassis may remain the same, it's got LEDs and it's got a fair bit of safety. And the thing is, they've really upped it when it comes to tech. So you get things like a 360 camera. I'm a real fan of this new look. It's got a completely different design language as well and it looks far more modern. This is fractionally lower, so that'll actually enhance handling. It's more economical because it's lighter. It's also lower, which makes it better at handling on roads, and it's negligible off-road. It's still got its off-roady looks, and you've got 17-inch wheels, and they come with both trims. Speaking of trims, they've been completely rewritten. You've now got the Motion and the Ultra. This is an Ultra, but the Motion starts at £24,999. That's a bargain. Now the Ultra starts at around 30 grand, so that means there's about a 5 grand difference, but for that you get things like a panoramic, AllGrip and some other toys too. But the most noticeable difference between this and the previous S-Cross is the looks. It's far more modern, it's far more sleek and it's minimalist. And the interesting thing about Suzuki models is none of them look identical. Other models may use like a continued design language, whereas this looks different to the Ignis and the A-Cross and of course the Swift. So it's the K14D booster jets with the mild hybrid, and it powers all the S-Crosses across the range. Now interestingly, to make this handle better and feel more planted, they've actually put part of it under the driver's seat. And as we know with electric vehicles, that keeps them far more balanced and they feel stuck to the road. Now the way a hybrid system works in something like this, because it's mild, is it doesn't have what you call an electric range per se. Essentially what it does is give you more power, especially if you floor it, then it'll use the turbocharger and the electric motor, and then when you back off it'll start putting some more power back into the battery. And economy, like I said, is far better in this. There's also another difference. What they've done is tweak the manual box, and you can tell when you're driving it. You can also get an automatic. This has completely changed and I think it looks far better for it. There's more chrome up here, but interestingly they've removed the chrome from down here. Still got the shaping in the bonnet that gives it a partial clamshell look, but this whole section just looks far more minimalist, far more modern. And what's that I spy? A 360 camera. So on the Ultra you get that as standard. LED lights, they're automatic, you've got high beam assist, some little fogs down here, parking sensors. Look at that Burning Man effigy that just has appeared out of nowhere. If you're wanting to go for a metallic paint, it'll cost you around 500 quid extra. But there is one solid base level paint. The last S-Cross had a fair old safety suite, including active and passive. Well, on this one, they've added to it. So you get things like lane keep assist, and it also has some mitigation system, lane departure warning, blind spot detection, cross traffic monitoring, and a rather clever system. Dual brake sensor support is available on both the Motion and the Ultra. Both trims get 17-inch wheels. Because we've got the Ultra, we get polished. Electrically adjusted mirrors, and ours has blind spot detection. Keyless entry. Now they haven't changed that much in here. What I'd say is they've refreshed it. I think this is more substantial, to be honest, than the previous one. And getting in, absolutely no problem. Interestingly, no grab handle. Reach and rake in the steering wheel. And you've got some little buttons down here. This operates your little computer in the middle. And I can see at a glance that we've got adaptive cruise. And look, we've now got an infotainment screen that's here, rather than integrated. Interestingly, no rotary dials. 6-speed manual, but it's a short shift, so I love it. Lovely leather wrapped steering wheel, and some padded areas here. And if you go for this model, you get an uprated interior. Now it may have manual seats, but it's got height adjustment and it's nice and easy to use. It's a comfortable seat, it's very supportive, lots of legroom, and the headroom, even at 6'3", I've still got about an inch. Nice and solid. Good build quality, a little bit of flex. The one thing you are going to notice is there are a lot of hard plastics around the cabin, but this is soft touch and this is like a perforated leather trim. Rather nice. This is hard, but it's lit up very nicely with these additions of, I suppose it's a satin finish. No, I'm far more impressed with this compared to the previous gen. It's just a bit more. It's nice to see that they haven't replaced this with an automatic handbrake. Mind you, this is essential off-road. This is where you operate your AllGrip. And if you press the center, that'll put it in auto. We don't need that, we need sport. Twist that right. We've even got snow mode. And there's the 360 camera I was talking about. So when you start it up, it'll do a revolution around the car. It makes parking and reversing really simple. The infotainment system, it's rather impressive. It's not got the best bass in the world, but it's intuitive, it's easy to use, and it's responsive. It's got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Because we've got the Ultra, we get navigation. And if I press where it says average, it breaks it down, gives you more detail. This is also where you can see the energy flow. Ah, sunglasses holder. Now you're probably looking at this and thinking, well, what do I get in my Motion then? Well, believe it or not, you get your heated seats and you even get your dual zone climate. We get extras like e-call up here and the panoramic. To be honest, they're both pretty damn well spec'd. I can operate my safety and some other buttons down here. I've got an engine start stop button, and that's a decent door pocket. Storage point here and USB. But there's also 12 volt here. It's amazing how a sporty SUV can pull off a look that gives it an executive edge, but with black cladding still makes it look rough and rugged. There's some rather fancy roof rails, and we've got the panoramic, and interestingly it does tilt up and this panel slides back. Let's have a clamber in the back. Door opens relatively wide. More hard plastics, but good solid door card. Yeah, they've definitely improved this. Padded armrest in the rear like the front, and an electric window. It's lit up well, and I can put a bottle in the door. Climbing in. Well, I do have to bend down. I literally have to sink really low, otherwise my head does brush on the roof. One addition that really appeals is the fact that you can recline the seat. It's not the biggest movement, but it does make a bit of difference. And if you've noticed, my head doesn't brush quite as close to the roof. So my advice, if you're taller, make sure it's reclined. You may lose marginal space in the boot, but it's well worth it. Well, I'm glad I've got a recessed area here. Because I'm 6'3" and I'm the driver, I do need more legroom. And the transmission tunnel isn't too tall either. Decent legroom, and I can get my feet under the seats. No vents here or USBs, that would have been a nice addition. But little map pockets on the back of the seats, and the seat, it's comfortable, but it is quite firm. Pull down armrest, 2 cup holders, isofix points, and airbags. And look, a grab handle on each door bar the driver's. It's nice and light in here. Little interior light for the rear. And it's nice having this electric blind. And overall it's comfortable. They've certainly lifted the back. These new lenses, the addition of chrome across here, and inside the lens housing. From the badges you can see that we've got the old singing and dancing model. Suzuki SX4 S-Cross Hybrid with AllGrip. I'm a fan of this big chunky bumper. It's got parking sensors and a reversing camera too. And yeah, they've just really neatened up the back, and it really suits the vehicle. Rear spoiler, high level brake light, and a shark fin aerial. Gotta love one of those. Interestingly, no boot release on the key. Very strange. That's a decent boot size. We've got a light over here and some storage points. And there's a shopping bag hook. No load lip and some reinforced plastic here. Now you'd think at first glance that it's got like a false floor, but I mean it does that, that's very good, and it gives you some extra storage here. I suppose the primary reason is to eliminate the boot loop, and even at that height it's not a bad size boot, and it also gives you access to under here where you've got your inflation kit. You've got some, the only thing I can think they are is tethering points, but they seem to be not the strongest thing in the world. Also, I did notice this actually pulls out. Removing the parcel shelf. Ooh, I like this system. You just lift this up and unhook. Let's drop those seats. Nice and easy. Pull this. Yes. It doesn't lay entirely flat, but this gap is marginal. You quite easily get some big items in here. Mountain bike, no problem. Not bad space at all. Now I have noticed that this isn't the sturdiest floor in the world, so best bet, check with Suzuki and see what it will actually carry. Let's go and have a butcher's at that lump under the bonnet. Behold, the Suzuki booster jet. So yeah, it's a similar system to the one that's used in the Ignis, it's just bigger. So the 1.4 with a mild hybrid system and a turbocharger. It's all built into it. Now it's time to go for a drive. So here's the 360 camera. Just makes manoeuvring so much easier. I'll be seeing you. Welcome behind the wheel of the S-Cross. So we've got a 1.4 turbocharged engine under the bonnet with a mild hybrid system, a little electric motor and a small battery. And you can tell the difference because I've driven a lot of booster jets and they're nippy cars. I mean, you don't really get lag in anything like this anyway, because of the way that they've engineered it. But with the mild hybrid system, it just makes it, well, it makes it more economical, it makes it more peppy, and you do notice the difference, especially when you floor it, because what it'll do is use the turbocharger and the electric motor, and under 10 miles an hour it'll run things like your lights and your dual zone. Steering, well, it's not the heaviest in the world, but it still does offer an engaging drive. Gearbox, in a word, love it. Short shift, 6-speed. They've also played with the ratios to make it engaging as well as economical. I think it's time to engage sport. Now, even in sport mode, I'm getting 40 to the gallon. Where you will notice the hybrid powertrain is if, say, you're in second gear. You can even pull out of junctions, but climbing up this little hill here, it feels like it's not got the power, but the more you put your foot down, it just pulls away. You would expect it to start labouring. It just doesn't. Even in third now, I still got power to accelerate. It's got great visibility, you've got decent sized windscreen. I suppose that's the difference, isn't it? Because it's a facelift, it's kept all the proportions and size of the previous vehicle, which suited, to be honest. No blind spots to speak of. Good brakes, discs all around, vented at the front. It's got hill start assist as well. Lights, well, they do what they say in the tin. They're LED, and that's the high beam and the low beam. So it's got decent throw. You'll have absolutely no challenges. Far better than old school halogens. The other thing is, it's not too dazzly for other drivers. On tick over, quiet. Just about hear the engine noise, but you do get a little bit of wind noise and you do get a little bit of engine noise, but that's only when it's really under load, to be honest. I have noticed in the heavier winds that we've had over the last few days that it does move around a bit, but you can mitigate that with the lane keep assist, so it does feel more solid. Also, because part of the hybrid system's under the seat, it feels planted. The ride's comfortable, but it's engaging too. You do get body roll, but it can still stick to a sharp corner quite easily, but at the same time still offers a comfortable, pliable ride for a passenger. There's an interesting little light that keeps appearing on my cluster as well, and that shows that it's putting power back in. The combination of the mild hybrid system and the petrol engine is a good one. And even though it's the same powertrain that you'd find in, say, a Swift Sport, it doesn't feel underpowered when you put it in an S-Cross. Now, they have lowered it about 5mm, but I don't think it'll make much difference. Let's find out. No, perfectly fine. Straight through. Turning circle, quite tight. And that lovely rev in the K14D.